Hello everyone, welcome to the Life of Jones, where we embrace all of our uncertainties. Well, maybe not all of them. We embrace our uncertainties and we collaborate in curiosity during this second act of life. Today, I want to talk about an application that I use. As you find, the name of the application is Obsidian. And I just realized this today, I have a love-hate relationship with Obsidian. And I thought, that's exactly right. That's exactly, because I couldn't figure out, I knew I wanted to talk about Obsidian because I think it's really powerful and it's really useful and it's really fun. And I didn't know how to talk about it. I didn't know how to contextualize it. So the context really is I do have a love-hate relationship with Obsidian. And the thing about that is that Obsidian, I'm going to use my cards again. I learned that using these cards is really, really important when I'm sitting here trying to look like I have my act together. Obsidian is really good at collecting and finding information. If you have 1,000 bits of information, you can put them all in a single, you can put each bit of information onto a single note in Obsidian and be able to recall them however you want to. You can mix and match and you can move them around and you can get them or not get them. And that's where the problem really lies. Obsidian has a database-like feature called, oh gosh, what's it called? A brain fart. Oh, that's really funny. That's a brain fart right here on video. DataView is the name of the database-like software inside of Obsidian. And what DataView allows you to do is you can say, go and find me this piece of information. And DataView will go out there and track everything down, and it'll tell you which notes all of that information is in, or any of that information is in, and then bring it back to you. And then you can do with it what you will. Now, the reason that I have a love-hate relationship with it is because, and I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, that guy is too young to have so much hate in his life. And you'd be right. I am too young to have that much hate in my life. And sometimes I do. That's kind of the way that works, is sometimes I do have that hate in my life. Anyway, what DataView allows you to do is allows you to go out there, get information, and go and get it and bring it back and tabulate it into all different kinds of output. And I love doing that. I absolutely love working on that. I can go into a rabbit hole and spend hours and literally hours and hours trying to make this search work for me. Work in a way that I understand it. And so, it's about 50-50, that I can even get it to do anything, whether it's, because a lot of times it comes up as error and there's no search return at all. And I've screwed something up. I've left out a comma, or I've left out a bracket, or I've misspelled something. And so I spend hours and hours, and I can go down in this rabbit hole, and there's frustration there. And there's also this dopamine hit this is the part I don't understand, that I feel calm. Even though I'm frustrated, I feel calm. Knowing a couple things. Knowing, first of all, that I'm not going to mess anything up. It's not like I'm going to break it. I'm not going to break my software. I'm not going to break my iPad. And it just won't work. That's all that there is to it. So there is that sort of that safety net factor to it. I'm not going to break anything, but it gets frustrating when it's like, okay, God, how do I get it to go from here to there and then back again? And I go down in this rabbit hole and I spend hours and hours and hours and I waste time. And that's where this is where the love-hate thing, I waste the time, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with spending so much time just trying to make it do this simple, well, what I think, on the surface it looks simple, or at least in my head it seems like it should be simple to go and find that file because it has this bit of information that I want. And I will spend time doing that. And it's better than TV. And I've been, since I've retired, I've watched a lot of television and put on a little bit of weight watching that television. And what I'm lately, in the past month or so, working on this project, working on the life of Jones, I've been utilizing that Obsidian database to write my scripts. For instance, this script was written on Obsidian, and I can dictate right into the app, you know, and it writes it down for me, and spells, and it spells all the words correctly for me. But I'm watching less TV, and I may be spending as much time on chasing the data that I was watching TV, but at least I'm not sitting there watching TV, because I could feel it. You know, I could feel that sedentary thing of, God, am I ever going to get off this frickin' couch? And that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm really jazzed about the life of Jones, is because since I've retired, I haven't really had a focus. I've volunteered, you know, I volunteered at the co-op, and I volunteered at the makerspace, and I volunteered, you know, and but that didn't do it. And what this effort is, because I think this is work. There is work involved here, and I love it. It's mine, and I want to share it. That's why I record it. I mean, I suppose I could just log these all away, because I've got a bunch that are logged away for the boys, my kids, and they won't ever see public. You know, it's just for me and them. But this is for us. This is for us, so that if you happen to be struggling there, sitting there on the couch, flipping through YouTube, and you find this video, that maybe a little spark will rub off. You know, maybe some of my spark will rub off on you, and then what that means to me is that we can both go together, whether I know your name or not. You know, we can both go together and have some of that joy, and to have some of that curiosity, and to face all of those doubts that, you know, I don't know about you, but I got a million of them. And this work here lets me exercise them. And I think that that's fantastic. And Obsidian and DataView help me do that. Keeps track of my stuff. I get all my notes. I got all the stuff, you know, because I wrote a ton of stuff about Obsidian, and most of it you don't want to hear because it's pretty freaking boring. So that's why I was really glad to get to that contextual frame of, I have a love-hate relationship with this software, and I'm really okay with that. And maybe in the future you can have a love-hate relationship, or even just a love relationship with, I mean, you'd probably be better, you know, it's not a very high bar here. So please enjoy this. And next week, my mom is turning 99 years old, and I'm lucky, and I can't wait to tell you.